I'll have an idea, and within a couple days, I'll have lots of things to go on. So I think that's important that we use this clay for something else. Usually on my table, because I move a little slower than this, I don't usually do things this way, but I'll put this in plastic because I want to keep these nice and supple. I want them to be pliable. Okay, and then I do a series of, do some, this is a good amount of wet, so I'll pass that around. People will get an idea of at what point you can do that. If it's too wet, on the wheel, when you're turning and you get too much water in it, it just sort of, it won't hold its structure, it just kind of, so you need it, but you don't want it too stiff, or then you can't. Like this, you can manipulate it any way you want. So anytime I do something like this, I want to stick my hand or stick something in to support it, or it will just get all distorted. This is fairly wet, but sometimes if it gets a little bit softer, then I just take a brush water. This water has a little vinegar in it. It helps the matter of trimming it down to the basic shape that you want. Now, one of the things in the other groups is that most people think that your emotions are shown by the face. And that's right, they are, except these faces would be kind of small and it would be hard. Like this guy, his face is small enough that it's hard to make the expression on it because it's just so small. So, I'll get something out of it, but what I want to do is get the bodies, I want to put some emotion into the body, how a person's saying. I do a lot of people watching. This person. So I'm going to put him up higher. That'll make her look a little longer. See how I went through the scene? I just keep on making it. Just take it. Tip one way more than another. I'm going to do her like I usually do. And to do that, I'm going to take a look. So this is where pelvic bone will be up here. It turns a little bit above that. So I'm just going to take out a little swatch. So see how thick the sides are yet? It'll be much easier for you if you do like half an inch thick. If they get too thin, then they tend to start bubbling, to be careful. So then I'm going to collapse that to this side. Two straps. The other way I can make it look all the torso is to make the straps. Make the straps stronger. That will help outside the torso. Mostly, over time you learn it's easier to take it off and do it again than to not stick it too long. You know how the back of your head you have a little knob that comes out, so I get that going. And I leave the head open because it's much easier to manipulate the inside that way rather than add a lot of clay. So on your face, what's the here and here, because the eyes, the bones are developed like that to protect your eye. So this comes out and these are to protect, but you're right, the chin also protrudes. But that is very different on people. Some people have a really flat chin and some have a little bulb. So I'm getting that. I thought you didn't have it, so I was going to.
Okay,
I just sort of push up. I can change the shape of the nose. Push up and make an upper lip. So I go down below and grab some clay and then just sort of brush it up. There's the upper lip. May not be exactly like I want it, but the smaller the head, the more you can make more suggestive moves. Well, there you go. Because I grabbed it and pulled a lot of that chin up, I'm going to have to replace it with clay. Again, I'll turn it to the same thing. Notice that the round part is up because your eyelid will, that's the way your eyelid goes. And I grab a little and just push it up and it automatically, and then I take the point of this down because I want to make the, on this one side, and a shadow. Grab some of the clay and kind of push it up. Now sometimes I don't get a very good grab, so if that happens, I just get a little more clay and put it in there and smooth it in. Not a much, just a little. Okay, now let me try that again. I just noticed that I probably didn't have enough. This one, I don't have enough sticking out, but well, another time, another place. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to grab some and push it up. There's the eyelid. Now, because that got kind of folded, I'm going to fix it. Okay, and then I'm going to take the point. Notice which way the point, the curve is going this way. I'm going to put a corner and then another corner. There we go. There we go. If you wanted a photograph, hyperrealism, why don't you just take a photo? Right. So I try to put as little as I need to tell the person what it is. So your brain will fill in a lot of things, like there is another way to think of it rather than having every little detail like exactly like it's supposed to be. I actually cut it. I do surgery. I cut the neck off, and then I score. I usually get the head on and I put this on just to stabilize it, because anytime something is moved after it's been put on, it weakens the connection, the joint. Some things I do, like if you have some real fussy sort of things, like you were going to put all kinds of flowers, just like the flowers when they are sticking out or whatever. Once you do that, and once I put some underglaze on it, i.e. wax, that you put on the bottom of, I cover them with wax so they dry, because anything that sticks out is going to dry quickly. I usually end up making necks that are too wide and short. So I do the neck first and then I put the head over. But then you're probably wondering, did you put a stick in this? There's a hole. So this one I have to put hair and whatnot on too. And her shoulders are tight. See how her shoulders are just the bone is, there's no bone. She lost her shoulder. But once it gets, the other thing is I glaze things when you're wet, not glaze. I underglaze, slip and underglaze pieces when they're wet, because I can re-put this stuff in so that you can see, so it has texture. Now, I say I have this, but this would take me another hour or two to get a little hair on, to clean it up, to fix things that are bugging me.